Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Below Average Wild podcast. I'm Nick,
I'm Austin.
and Happy New Year to you all. Happy New Year to you, Austin.
Nick, happiest of New Year's to you. For all the people listening, all five of you, happy New Year to you all and your loved ones. I think, Nick, this is the year that we're gonna continue to grow with our podcast. What do you think?
I think that should be our very first resolution. We're going to talk about our resolutions both personally and for the wild in this podcast, but that should definitely be at the top of our list is to grow our podcast exponentially, which shouldn't be hard being that we're at 9 subscribers still.
It's we're gonna have that optimism. So
Hashtag optimism.
that's our hashtag too. Hashtag optimism, hashtag growth.
Yeah, I think we can. Doubling our subscriber count is a pretty lofty goal from 9 to 18, but I think we can do it. I think it's possible.
It's gonna happen. We should have some incentive for whoever the 18 subscribers gets like a $600 gift card to Wendy's or something.
$600.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
Wendy.
that's.
Yeah, no, oh no, Burger King. All those Whopper commercials going around.
I hate those commercials. They're so
Whopper,
repetitive.
Whopper, Whopper.
Nope, no.
Those are my
I think I'm
favorite
gonna
commercials.
boycott Burger King just because of that commercial.
I mean, we love McDonald's anyways, so
That's true. It shows.
yeah. Talking about New Year's resolutions.
Yeah, that's my number one. I think that's the most cliche resolution of all time. Be
But I
healthier, lose
I
weight.
mean, it is a good resolution to start
It
off the year
is.
with though, because I mean, after all the holiday food, it's like
Right.
yeah, it's cliche, but I respect it. I
No, I
respect
do
anyone
too.
who tries.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just good overall. I think last year was the first time I actually made a resolution to eat healthier, which I did, and I lost weight, which is great. But like you said, then the holidays kick up, and then all that weight loss kind of trickles its way in, and then it seems that when you're making your New Year's resolution board, it seems to always find its place in the top three or whatever. But
It's
it's
so
all good.
weird. It seems like the majority of people that make resolutions and have an actual board, they tend to lose it for some reason. Why is
Yeah,
that?
I don't know. Well, I don't even have a board, but, so I don't even know why I said that. But I
Well,
have a mental one, but
well, I was gonna say it's easy to say you never had a resolution, but since we're recording this podcast and it's going on the internet, it actually is being recorded in some way, shape, or form. So
true.
you actually have to go through with it now.
That is true. That is true. But yeah, it's all good, and we're gonna go through with it. It's gonna be on the internet for years to come. Our grandkids will see this and be like, "Oh, what the hell is wrong with them?" And we'll be like, "Shut up." It's fine.
You think YouTube will be around when our grandkids are alive?
Probably not. Who knows? I
That'd
don't
be
even know what's
cool.
happening with digital crap tomorrow. Today, even it's always advancing.
It's a mystery. You know what's not a mystery though? Is the Wild winning.
Yeah, to kick off or to end 2022.
Yeah,
That
five to
is
two against the St. Louis Blues. What a It was a terrible segue, but a great win by the Minnesota Wild. Just happened.
that is true. Now, help me out. What's their record now going into 2023? It's
Oh, I'm glad you asked. I have it right on my phone,
it's like we scripted
miraculously.
this or something.
Yeah, it's like we planned this. The Wild are 21, 13, and 2 and have 44 points. They are third place in the Central Division behind the Jets and Stars. Neil Pionk's Winnipeg Jets.
They're gonna crash and burn.
I hope I hope so.
I really think that this is just some sort of fluke happening with them. I and maybe I'm wrong, which I could be, but I just feel like
I
those
mean, we did
teams,
beat the Jets last month.
right, right. But do you know those teams that are I mean, we've become culprits of this, but we start out the year so strong, and then all of a sudden, something happens where it just crashes. Kind of like the Twins. Like we are great to start the season, and all of a sudden, it's like, ha, no. And then
It's
we
like the
go from,
Vikings and the soon to be playoff run.
yeah, that what a joke of a game that was Sunday, huh?
I don't want to talk about it. I like
Yeah,
positive things like the Wild with the winning record and third in the Central.
That
That's what
is
I like to
true.
focus on. We don't
And
have,
I like, or was that you go?
no, I was gonna say wait, the Vikings suck, Timberwolves suck, but we always have the Wild.
We do. And with that, I want to know, since we brought it up a couple times, what is your New Year's resolutions?
So I have
Personal with the
two.
Wild, whatever you got. Let's hear it.
Okay, well, personally, I have no New Year's resolution
Okay.
because I'm perfect, a perfect human being. I don't have anything to strive towards. I love my weight, love where I'm at career wise. Don't want to move anywhere. Stick with the status quo. In fact, is there such a thing as an opposite New Year's resolution? I want to eat more fast food and make less money. I make too much money, you know?
Right. All right. Well, you heard it here first, folks.
Just kidding. If anyone from my job actually hears that, no, please give me more money. But no. So okay. Personal resolution aside, my New Year's resolution for the Minnesota Wild, I have two of them. My first one, I know you'll love, Austin, is hoping that they can recall Marco Rossi, bring him back up, and like we've talked about so many times, putting him on the line with Kaprizov and Zuccarello,
I love
because
it.
that's I think his best shot at succeeding, or to prove or not
Mhm.
whether he belongs in the majors in the NHL.
Right. Right.
And he's been killing it in the AHL, Iowa
Mhm.
Wild. And
Yeah.
yeah, I think like we were talking about when he was up with his first stint, obviously at the beginning of the season, with the third and fourth lines, it's not really helping him and he doesn't have help from his wingers. And
Right.
obviously you can do it on your own, but that's, a lot harder. It's definitely
Right.
a more difficult way of doing things. But yeah, that's my first one. My
Love
second
it.
resolution is the Wild winning the Central Division.
Ooh.
I
With
know that one's going to be a hard one because, like we just talked about, I also agree. I think that the Jets are not going to stay in second. I think that they'll have a fall at some point. They'll topple over and go on a losing streak. I do think our toughest test will be the Dallas Stars, who are
yeah.
currently 8 points ahead in the standings, 52 to 44. Did I do that math right? Yeah, 8 points ahead.
There it is. Hermantown math.
Hermantown math. It's like
Shout
White Bear
out to
math.
shout out to Mrs. Arrow, which it's her birthday today.
Happy birthday, Miss Arrow. I'm sure she watches this podcast all the time.
Well, now we're gonna tag her in it. Miss Arrow's the greatest teacher that I've ever had. She's an absolutely amazing person. So happy birthday, Lana, and hope you're doing well.
Could not agree more about the teacher status. She's she made math fun.
She
That's the
did, which
might be the hardest thing in the world to make math fun, but she did it.
right. So because of her, you got that math right. So
Thank
I,
you.
I have to ask, with living in Dallas, is it are you still, I mean, I know you're a diehard Wild fan, like myself, but for me in Arizona, it's I didn't really like the Coyotes before, but now I'm trying to like morph myself into becoming a Coyote fan, so I'll catch myself watching some games and um do you see yourself becoming a Star fan like that, or are you
See,
what are your thoughts on that?
see, I've gone back and forth on this because I know it varies with each sport, the sanctity of, liking a team and putting your fandom with a team because football fans, they get real angry if you uh like one team but then like another team. Obviously with the Vikings, I will never become a Cowboys fan. I'll state that as a fact right now
Perfect.
because they're a very volatile fan base, very
Hmm.
controversial. Some would tend some would say that they are very uh aggressive in their cheering ways, which is fair. It's just fine.
Yeah,
You're a diehard fan. I love it. Um,
right.
so football, that's a no-no. But hockey, I've gone. I don't know. I've obviously it's a uh elephant in the room with the North Stars, former North Stars,
Yeah.
now Dallas Stars.
Hmm.
So one might say it's a bad idea if you're a Wild fan and a Stars fan,
Right.
kind of an oxymoron
Right.
in that sense. But I don't know. I could see if I live here for a couple years, I could definitely see myself, becoming a casual fan.
Mhm. Well,
Because
that makes
I'll
sense.
be honest, ever since starting this podcast, obviously I've been focused fully on the Wild, and I haven't even
Mhm.
like kept up that much with
Right.
the Stars. Way more of a Mavericks fan right now. If I
Okay.
were to put my allegiance to any sports team here in Texas right now, it's either
Mhm.
The Dallas Mavericks or TCU, just because they're going to the national championship in college football.
Yes, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, go Horned
Sheesh.
Frogs.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I mean, you've been to a Stars game. Granted, it was against the Wild,
Right.
and you were you were okay. So yeah, you were cheering for the Wild. But okay, no, I was just curious. It's been something that's been on my mind because again, being in Arizona for over a year now, it's
Yeah.
like,
What are your
and
thoughts on that on becoming fans of another NHL team besides the Wild?
I think it's appropriate if you live in any state with the NHL team besides Texas and besides Colorado. So that's
Right,
my
that's true.
that's my opinion. Granted, like you said, it all changes because you can live in a place for a year and then you maybe get a job opportunity elsewhere or something like that. And, um,
Well, let me play
so
devil's advocate for a second. One other team to add besides Colorado, Chicago.
oh yeah, nah, they suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. I mean, they are 8-24-4 with whopping 20 points.
Big
So
yikes. Good. I love
yeah,
to hear that.
they're doing great. Like one of the best seasons on record. But I was gonna type here. I think they're actually, yeah, they are the worst team in the league. So they're winning um the sweepstakes for Connor here. So
Connor Bedard.
we'll see what happens, which would suck for the Wild because if this
Yeah.
kid, I mean, he's absolutely crazy good. But
I mean, like, yeah, he's just gonna be the replacement for Patrick Kane
times eight.
times
Yeah.
eight. Yeah, that's true.
So if this kid comes in to Chicago, uh,
Yeah.
that wouldn't be fun. But I like those resolutions though. They're
Yeah.
good.
What about you? What are your resolutions, both personal? I know you talked about the weight loss a little bit, but personal and for the Wild.
Yeah, so for mine, my personal one is just golfing more.
That's a
Living in
good one.
Arizona. Yeah, I mean, I've golfed a crap ton already, more than I did when I lived in Minnesota. Um, since we have summer pretty much all year round here, but I definitely want to do some more golfing. Hit up the driving range, uh, fix my swing and that sort of stuff. Um, for the Wild, my resolutions are trade for a top six forward, make a deep playoff run, and sorry fans, but trade away Matt Dumba once and for all. So it's gonna happen. It's inevitable.
Yeah, at some point. I know we talk about this has been a ongoing joke for 5 or 6 years, but it's really
Yeah.
gained a lot of steam within the past couple, I would say.
Mhm. Yeah, he's gone. I really think if it's not by the trade deadline on March 3rd, I think it's going to be in the off season. But
Yeah.
I think with the way we're playing right now, and we're playing good hockey, I could think going back to the trade for a top six forward, I think that might trickle in somehow too. Um, but yeah, I think Dumba's gotta there it's just time. Not
Yeah.
saying he's a bad player or anything, but send him off to a Canadian team where he's from and it's I know they're I was listening to the Russo podcast when he had Billy G on there. It was a couple weeks ago now, I think, but he had mentioned that him and he and Dumba had already talked at the start of the season. So I would not be shocked if it is before the trade deadline. It sucks, but it's just it's the way of the sport. So
Yeah, it's gotta happen. And
yeah,
it especially with our cap space issues, it definitely makes a lot of sense,
right.
especially this season.
Yeah. So those are mine though. So I hope we get that top six forward. Maybe it's Patrick Kane. I don't know about that,
That would be
but
wild, no pun intended.
yeah, I think our missing piece is that top six forward. Um, because I mean, if you look at the Matt Boldy line, Boldy played out of his mind last year with Fiala, and I still argue that Boldy is the reason Fiala blew up because Fiala didn't have that line mate, which now we see that Boldy doesn't have.
Right.
So I think if once Boldy gets a piece with him, I think we're gonna have a strong replacement because I'm not gonna say because I don't know off the top of my head what the gold differential is from Fiala leaving, but I know it's a considerable amount.
Yeah.
So I think having that top six forward is going to change that um, considerably. So, but
I
time
hope
will
so.
tell.
That would be, yeah, I would love that.
Right.
I can't think of many specific names off the top of my head. I know Besser's been thrown out there, but I don't think that's
Mhm.
going to happen unless we give away a lot of our, if they want to take on the Parise and Suter contracts. Vancouver, go
Please,
ahead, please and thank you.
please. That'd be
That should be,
fantastic.
that could be another New Year's resolution, is just someone, even not in the NHL, like if anyone out there just wants to buy out Suter and Parise's contract so that it's off the Wild's books, I would give you a $600 gift card to anywhere
Two.
but Burger King.
Yes. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. I, yes, yeah, we'll see what happens. So, and it might happen soon. You just, maybe we lose 2 games, 3 games in a row, and then Billy G's like, all right, time to make a freaking statement. And
Yeah,
then we wake up to the news from Russo that Matt Dumba has been traded for so and so. So
that would be great. And speaking of games, another great transition. Wild have a
yeah,
tough test coming up on Wednesday against the
yes,
Tampa Bay Lightning, who, if I'm not mistaken, are also third in their respective division, the Atlantic Division.
yep.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty scared for the Wild.
I am too, but they're playing at home though, which is
Yeah, that
nice.
does help. That helps a ton.
Right. And
And
we've been
after
playing
the
good hockey at home,
right,
except for Dallas. But
right, and after the mini New Year's break,
mhm,
it's we'll come back hopefully refreshed,
right.
mostly back from injured, all of our injuries.
Mhm.
Um, but it'll be tough. It'll be tough.
I,
I don't even know if I'd have a solid prediction right now. But I would if I had to guess, I would guess that we'll probably lose that game
okay. Yeah.
at home,
Mhm.
unfortunately. But it'll be close. It'll be close.
It will be. Um, like you, I don't have a prediction right now. I'll have to look at the practice notes for tomorrow or after
Right.
tomorrow's practice to see what the lines are looking like. But I don't know. I feel like Tampa's rolling too, and I mean they're always a Stanley Cup contender, right? For as long as I can remember.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Yep.
but so yeah, we'll see what happens. It's gonna be a tough test, but then we have another few days off until we're in Buffalo. So it's gonna be a fun start to the new year, regardless if we win or lose. It's just nice to have hockey back. So,
Ugh, I for
um,
one cannot wait. It's
yeah,
been too long. It's already been too long since the last Wild game.
yeah,
Impatient. Need
it
my Wild
has.
fix.
What's gonna come, and also, um, I do want to add that next week, my wife and I will be traveling to Austin or traveling to Dallas with Nick and a friend of ours, and
What
that
you are?
Saturday. Oh, surprise,
Oh my gosh. I
right?
can't wait.
But the Wild play Saturday the 14th against the Arizona Coyotes in Minnesota. So I think
Ooh.
I may have to wear my Wild jersey in Austin that night.
You have to. Not only because the Wild are playing, obviously, like you just said, but your name's Austin and you're in a city also named Austin. That's kind of wild.
No pun intended.
This might be why we have 9 subscribers.
I think so. I think so. Well, on that note,
Yeah, let's end this puppy.
yeah, let's end this puppy. No, as always, thank you all for listening. We hope you all had a wonderful holiday season. and hope you have some great New Year's resolutions written down or just, tucked away in your head. But
Yeah,
Nick,
share
it's
them with
always a
us.
pleasure.
If you
Yeah,
watch this, please share them with us somehow. You can either share it with us in the comments on YouTube, which where this will be posted, obviously, and you're watching that right now, or on Twitter at NickLens22 for me,
at
at
Austin
Austin.
underscore L. Is
Yeah,
that
way
right?
to go. Good
Yeah.
job.
Yes.
The second one, it's the second podcast in a row where you remembered it. I am
I
so
think.
proud of you.
Thank you. There, just one quick thing before we close out. One of the first podcasts Nick and I did, we actually had to edit it like 3 or 4 times because I could not remember for the life of me my Twitter handle, and Nick was starting to get pissed. Like, it's Austin underscore L. It's Austin underscore L. And
I
I'm
mean,
like, yes, it's
in some sense, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and the fact that you're not publicly promoting your Twitter like
true.
all day and all night. So I
Right.
respect that.
That's true. That's
You
true.
just you just make the tweets. You don't look at your own Twitter. It's
That's
fine.
true. That's a good point. That's a good point. But no, like Nick said, let us know what your guys' are. And we hope you all have a great 2023, Nick. I'm excited to see you next weekend. It's going to be a
Oh, so
fun
excited to
time.
see you. Texas will welcome you with open arms.
Yes, and shooters. I want Bacardi, whiskey, and just those two.
All right, I got him. All right, I'll buy them. Yep, I got you.
Perfect.
I got you. They'll be ready when your flight gets in.
You are the best. All right. Happy New Year, guys. Nick,
Happy
cheers
New
as
Year.
always.
Cheers.
Hey, see ya.